This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop. This is a sham.
There's nothing else for me to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you.
Welcome to DBL. By now, I'm sure you've all heard Olivia Newton-John passed away yesterday after a 30-year battle with breast cancer. She was 73 years old. A message on her Instagram page said she passed peacefully at her ranch in California, surrounded by family and friends, including her husband of 14 years, John Easterling. Olivia inspired generations with her portrayal of Sandy in Grease, of course, in 1978. The role earned her a Golden Globe nomination, and in the 1980s, she went on to star in movies like Xanadu and Two of a Kind, and had a big hit with her song Physical, which won her a Grammy for Video of the Year. In 1992, she revealed she had breast cancer, which led to creating the Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness Research Center in her home of Australia. Her cancer returned in 2017, but she told the Today Show she was remaining positive. Let's watch.
I don't read into prognosis and statistics because I think that can really be depressing, and I'm not going to be one of those statistics. I'm going to be fine, and I will probably deal with this in my life.
Her friend John Travolta posted a tribute on Instagram, writing, and this one got me, quote, "I love you so much, yours from the first moment I saw you and forever. You're Danny, you're John." Her daughter Chloe also posted a series of photos with her mother, including some sweet pics from her childhood. Wow, what a legend, touching all sorts of generations. How you guys doing? I didn't even say hello to you. I got right into this, but it's big news that we went through yesterday. How you feeling, Tori?
I mean, the Danny thing gets me too.
I know.
Danny Zuko, who he played, of course. If you guys didn't know, John Travolta asked her personally to be in that role. Without him, she wouldn't be there. She's just a big part of a lot of people's lives, soundtrack of a lot of people's childhood. I know every lyric of every moment. I know every dance of Grease. I played it till the VHS ran out, you know, where the tape is coming out of it. That's how long my best friend and I would play it. She was just like the good golden child, and it turns out she was that nice in person. Everybody said she was lovely, every human being. She's done a lot in her life for music and for cancer, and I'm just really sad.
And what a full life. She just constantly reinvented herself, was somebody who tried things and excelled at things, and it was just like a beautiful full life to see. Everyone, like you said, had good things to say about her. Oprah posted something yesterday where she said, in an interview, Olivia told Gail she didn't let her cancer diagnosis consume her life. She was just living with a positive outlook. And also Dionne Warwick said, not only was Olivia a dear friend, but one of the nicest people I had the pleasure of recording and performing with. I will most definitely miss her. So, you know, she's just somebody who I think transcended what she did, whether it was acting or music. She just transcended it all and related to everybody because she was so real.
Yeah. And to carry around, like, you know, we carry around these made up things that we put on our shoulders for no reason, but to carry around cancer for 30 years, battle that, keep a smile on your face, still portray that positive attitude towards everybody, and still be that great person that everybody wants to see. 73 years old, too young, but what a legend for sure. All right, guys, we're going to switch gears here. We have a little tribute when we wrap up this segment of Olivia Newton-John, so stay tuned. But we do have an update on Anne Heche right now. According to Anne's rep, she is in a coma and has not regained consciousness since she crashed into a home on Friday, if you remember, causing the house and her car to catch fire. She's in critical condition and has injuries that require her to be on a ventilator, and that has burns that will require surgery. Meantime, we're also hearing from people who saw Anne before the accident, including a salon owner who said she didn't appear to be intoxicated when she was at that salon. Now, we're hearing kind of some new updates. We kind of touched on this yesterday a little bit, and I think maybe the Alex Baldwin thing kind of soured this story for people. But, you know, no ill will towards Anne. She's got to definitely have the repercussions of what's coming to her, but we don't wish her, you know, any more harm than it's already caused, right? Everyone kind of was lucky in this situation.
Yeah, I think we look at this, though, knowing that just a couple days before, 6 people were killed in a fiery crash due to someone driving recklessly. Apparently, this woman didn't have any signs of alcohol or drugs, as to our knowledge at this point. We still don't know what Anne Heche's situation was, but we do understand that this was a reckless driving situation.
Right.
What caused it is one thing, but we do know that much. You know, I obviously don't have any ill will towards anyone, you know, when it comes to someone suffering in the hospital.
Exactly.
But, you know, this is just, it's really, it's hard to really even, like, people are like, oh, I want to pray for everyone. I want to do this. You know, I want to show grace and mercy and all those things. And I think that's great. The roads are something that we all have to take on a regular basis. And it is very traumatic to see people who are completely out of control, barreling into other people and to people's homes. So I don't know. I think on this one, I'm reluctant to say much because
I totally hear it. I think people share that same empathy in a way, right? That's the right word you want to use, because it was out of control. Anne does need help. Hopefully she recovers from this and needs to get some help, right, from this. So we wish her the best, but it's, again, you shouldn't do that. Get an Uber, especially in today's day and age. I mean, it's so easy to find other means of transportation. Let's end on a happier note, shall we? So as we go to break, we're going to honor Olivia Newton-John with a look back at some of her most memorable songs and moments from her life. May she rest in peace.
Sandy? Tell me about it, stud.
I never thought I'd get all this attention.
Yeah.
It's really a lovely feeling. It's the way to come home. And that this is all part of it. My positive outlook is a decision. I'd be lying if I didn't say I have dark moments and negative moments. I'm human. But on a general scale, I tend to see the glass is half full. You have to follow your own heart and your own instincts when it comes to your cancer treatment and your cancer journey. I'm 70 and I've had the most amazing life, and I have extra time. So whatever that is, I'm grateful for it, and I'll just enjoy every day. And that's all you can do.
You have to believe we are magic.
I want to thank you all for all your support over the years, and I wish you all the best and send you love and light.
Hopelessly divided to you. Hopelessly divided to you.
Closed captioning provided by...
I think it is one of those stories we're all going to be like, what? Who raised you?
Why am I right all the time?
You're not. Am I going crazy?
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache. All right, so that was a bit of a somber first block, but you have to pay our respects. And we're going to turn it up a little bit here, maybe crack some jokes.
We are?
We're going to try.
What's coming up next?
Well, Pete Davidson's in trauma therapy, so I don't know.
That's not a joke.
I'm just saying, I don't know how much we're going to turn up the dial right away, but we have some other stories.
Because, you know, he sparred with Kanye, I think, on social media at least one of the times, so... And he was posting pictures in bed with Kim, like, you're antagonizing Kanye. Also getting tattoos.
Well, that one's not going to turn it up. Ashton Kutcher apparently had an autoimmune disorder for a year that nobody
under wraps.
So
my thing about these two stories is why, and we know why the answer is, I'm asking this like hypothetically, why would they break up and it's breaking news, but Ashton Kutcher managed to keep his health diagnosis under wraps for a year? It's kind of like somebody's obviously injecting that in the news.
Totally, and
because it's easy to keep things to yourself.
It is, and I think like we talk about this all the time. Like people don't have their privacy. A lot of people who say that
they choose
to like call the paparazzi on themselves.
Because I never see Denzel Washington on the blogs.
You know
He's
what
about
I mean?
as famous as you can get.
And you get maybe one picture from 400 yards away, and
Right.
that's Denzel on the
And
beach.
it's blurry,
like,
right?
Yeah, that's what you get. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what you like. Leonardo DiCaprio, he even gets out and about, but you don't get any stories from him, right?
Right.
But it's still like, so people that want to be in the tabloids are in the tabloids, right? And I think the big stars that don't want to be, they have a way of not being.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So almost like the biggest stars of
The biggest,
tabloids.
yeah.
Like the big, like it's
Because they don't need the press anymore. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
So to stay
if you're
relevant
kind
to
of in that middle, you know, you're like that D-list celebrity, you're like, I got to do something to get in the news.
Are you saying that Pete's D-list?
No, I don't think so. But I think Kanye, not his celebrity status grade-wise, I think Kanye likes to be talked about.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? And obviously Kim Kardashian. All right, so let's have some laughs, shall we? Let's turn it up a little bit. So fresh off his breakup from Kim K, Pete Davidson is reportedly seeking trauma therapy.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to wait on the laughs. We're going to wait on the laughs.
Oh my
we're going to wait.
God.
I just wanted to lighten it up a little bit here. This isn't the story to do that, but I wanted to change the pace a little bit. Okay, so over the online harassment, obviously Pete Davidson was receiving from Kanye West. So according to People magazine, Kanye's negativity towards him has been triggering for Pete. As we mentioned, Kanye posted this on Instagram announcing Pete's death after the breakup.
Wait, we should make clear that's the relationship's death, not
yes.
Pete's death.
Yes.
That's really important.
Oh, yeah, I agree. So the video for Kanye's song Easy was so disturbing, we have to put up this warning. In it, he depicts an animated Pete who is kidnapped, tied up with a bag over his head, and then buried alive. So listen, I gotta be honest with you. How much is this is speculation that Pete's seeking trauma therapy from this, and you know, this is want to stay in the news cycle? Is Pete really reeling from this, do you think, or do you think this is just a news kind of sparking it up?
I think there's probably some truth to that. Keep in mind, if an average person did that to someone, the cops would be at your house.
Okay.
And I know this firsthand because the cops have been at my house. Yeah, that's really serious to threaten someone's life, whether it's in jest or whatever. Like, it's a very serious threat. I wouldn't be surprised. Pete doesn't have the same resources that Kanye and Kim do. You know, like, yes, did he voluntarily and willfully get into this relationship, which of course came with all of this added like public scrutiny? Yeah, but you sometimes can't help that. Does he deserve like all of this like crazy backlash and like it just, no. So I understand. I do believe that he's in trauma therapy.
All right. I don't. I think Pete's going to be all right. He goes on the road. He's still doing comedy clubs. He's got a good group of friends.
But he is very volatile right now. Remember, he just recently went sober, unsober. He's been in therapy before. He had a traumatic death of his father at 9/11. He was one of the firefighters that went in. And I think, bringing this up, if I were Pete Davidson's lawyer, I would be filing charges against Kanye West. I find this really scary. I don't think it's funny. I think it's ongoing. I think there's a pattern. I think it's escalating. At some point, there's only so much you can kind of take at this point. And he's already been in therapy, so he knows it works.
I just hope Pete Davidson's okay. I mean, my friends don't go to anybody to talk about our issues personally, so he needs new friends also. They go to the press and say, oh, he's going to trauma therapy. It's just like a little extra.
I think so too. I mean, there's got to be. I see your points.
No,
and
he's been diagnosed with bipolar. I also just wanted to get out.
Okay, they're very valid, but some of his friends got to be like, listen, man. You're with
or just
Kim
talk
Kardashian.
to him or
You're
talk
with
to
some
the
of the
therapist. Why is it
best-looking
like
women in
page
Hollywood.
6?
Things aren't so bad, Pete. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you're gonna bounce back and find, you know, whatever, someone great.
But who are these friends? Everybody is your friend when you have a name. Like, that's just the truth. Like, who's this friend that said that? That's why I don't believe
it was hypothetical.
Well, Jeff and I were talking about how people keep themselves in the tabloids intentionally. And so dating Kim, that's obviously something that's intentional. We know that. Look at the news stories of this weekend between Khloe and then sabotaging that story because it wasn't that great with this Pete breakup that probably happened like not yesterday, which is when we got the news. You know, it feels like a lot of it feels intentional. So I hope that he's okay. I hope that he's not just doing this to play victim because obviously going to therapy is a real thing. And I hope that he's okay.
Or the media is making him the victim. We'll
we don't
figure
know.
it out.
We'll see what
figure it out.
happens.
It's only Tuesday. We got a long week to go. All right, so Ashton Kutcher is opening up for the first time about a very serious medical disorder that left him unable to hear, see, or walk. So 2 years ago, Ashton said he got a rare autoimmune disorder that took him about a year to recover from. Thankfully, Ashton is okay now, but what do you guys think about the fact that he went through all this? And Lindsay, we were just talking about this. If you want to be in the media or not, sometimes you're calling the paparazzi on yourself. We didn't know about this, and this was going on with Ashton Kutcher, who's in a...
Kutcher. What do you
Kutcher?
say? Kutcher?
Well, I'm saying it wrong, obviously, Tori. Thanks for pointing it out. So he's obviously in a very famous relationship, right?
Right.
So how did we not know after a year?
Well, that's why I said it's up to you if you want to be seen. Like, you know, I'm a very private person, so I could understand why nobody would be discussing what's going on with me, because I don't, you know, I would only have people around me that wouldn't share unless I asked them to please share. I'm also not a celebrity, so I just feel like, you know, that maybe these people can just surround yourself. Like, if you're going through a health issue, I don't know, unless you want to become the spokesperson for that health issue, it might not be time to share it with everybody. We just talked about that with Olivia Newton. Like, she decided to be the spokesperson for breast cancer. Once you announce that you're attached to something, people are looking to you for guidance, and some people just can't take that on in addition to fighting whatever they're trying to get over.
Yeah, medically, I think at some point, like my mom, when she was really, really sick, didn't want anyone to know, because you can't carry both. You can't do both. You can't be the spokesperson and also go through it. So at that point, I think he was terrified. I also think Ashton and Mila Kunis, they got so much grief for when they said they didn't like shower their children. Remember that? Like, it's probably great that he didn't take this out because he wanted to keep this private. So I'm
also, it's got to be petrifying not to be able to hear, see, and walk. Like, I don't know if I'd be ready to be public with that, but that's also the importance of keeping your circle extremely small, because a lot of people will go out there and sell your story.
All right, I swear we're gonna laugh one time today. Coming up on DBL, the stars Brad Pitt refuses to work with. There's a list, and can you guess who is on that list? We're gonna talk about it coming up, and that's right, that's it.
Suffer from pain?
Nearly 90 million people in the U.S. have tested positive for COVID-19 since the pandemic began. Some of those people continue to experience symptoms or complications for months afterwards. It's a condition called long COVID. Several Verify readers have emailed the team with questions about long COVID, so let's answer them using these sources. First up, what is long COVID? According to the CDC and the Mayo Clinic, a person is suffering from long COVID if they continue to experience symptoms more than 4 weeks after their COVID-19 diagnosis. The WHO adds that symptoms of long COVID last for at least 2 months and cannot be explained with an alternative diagnosis. So how do you know if you have long COVID? According to Dr. Ilham Masaoudi Powers, an immunology expert at the University of Kentucky College of Medicine,
unfortunately, there isn't a really good way to test for long COVID, right? It's all subjective and it's all people reporting their symptoms.
So what are some common symptoms of long COVID? The CDC says that many long COVID symptoms are similar to those caused by an acute infection of COVID-19, like joint or muscle pain, diarrhea, or stomach pain. Other symptoms that people have reported include fatigue, shortness of breath, brain fog, and anxiety, according to Dr. Natalia Covarrubias-Eckert, medical director of the Post-COVID Rehabilitation Program at Providence St. Jude Medical Center in California. And finally, do you have to have had a bad case of COVID to get long COVID? According to Dr. Covarrubias-Eckert, the answer is no.
We are seeing it throughout the spectrum.
But Johns Hopkins Medicine and the CDC say long COVID appears to be more common in patients with initial severe illness, though it can affect people who had mild symptoms too. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Welcome back. So Brad Pitt reportedly keeps tabs on who he will and who he won't work with ever again. So Brad's Bullet Train co-star Aaron Taylor Johnson, speaking out of turn a little bit, if I want to say so myself, recently told Variety that Brad keeps a list of actors he will never work with again. While Brad hasn't confirmed the existence of this list, maybe the tabloid running a little far with this, I don't know. Many are speculating he'll likely never work with his ex-wife Angelina Jolie again.
You think?
The two are still in the middle of a bitter divorce. I don't think he needs to write that one down. And some say Tom Cruise could be on the list. The two two starred in an interview with the vampire back in 1994, but haven't worked together since.
I did hear rumors that set was particularly uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they were both really big 90s stars, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, and the chemistry was not. And it was also a miserable shoot for Brad Pitt. He was in like contacts and in the dark the whole time, being like, "I'm a vampire." So.
Yeah, I don't know if this list exists, like it's in his wallet. And he's like, "What did you just say to me?" All right, here you go. Tori's show.
Do you have a list, Jeff?
No, but I don't have a list. But there are some people like from my past that I'm like, I'd rather not be paid than see your face again. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I understand.
So I don't want to be bitter, but it's just for my own positivity and aura, I don't want to see some people. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like as a grown adult, everybody has that, like, it doesn't have to exist on paper, but like, I'm not doing this because I don't have to for that dollar. I don't have to. Like, I'm a grown person that doesn't make me happy. It's not to my liking, so I'm not going to participate.
I'd bite the bullet, though, in certain situations, right?
Yeah, but then it can't be somebody who makes you cringe, or obviously there's got to be
these
something.
people that I'm thinking of, because I have them in my head, they wouldn't be over here. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter anyway.
They wouldn't be over there.
Excuse
me. No worries. I think I came into boundaries quite late. You guys have all helped me with boundaries. At 40, I'm starting to figure it out, and he said he's in this next phase of his life, and maybe that comes with fences.
Do you think this list exists?
Tall ones.
Do you think Brad has a list?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure his agent knows who he doesn't want to work with.
Do you have a list, Erica?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a list for everything. Yeah. I'm very, Tori was talking about boundaries. She's just catching on to it. I've been a part of the boundary game for quite some time.
She's taught me.
I do not know. No. If you are not here, if you're here to just mess up and interrupt my peace, you have got to go far, far away and never come back. I'm very line hard in the sand. I do not mess with people anymore. I am 41. How old am I?
You're 41.
I'm 41 years old. I'm too much. Nope.
I don't want to be on that list. That's
don't mess it up,
Jeff.
Don't mess it up.
Is Gory Tolman on that list?
Dude, I'm right here.
Oh, I read it. I couldn't see the list from here. That's what I thought it said.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
We're in the dog days of summer as temperatures peak nationwide. While we're doing almost anything to keep ourselves cool, our dogs are also panting just as much as we're sweating. So here are 3 fast facts about hot weather and dogs. First, a viral Facebook post warns owners should avoid giving their dogs ice cubes because it can cause their body temperature to increase. So let's verify. Is it dangerous to give ice cubes to dogs? These are our sources. You've probably seen dogs lapping up water after playing on a hot day, but the American Kennel Club warns if they drink too much water at once, it can cause water intoxication, which can lead to vomiting, bloat, and, in severe cases, can be deadly. Instead, they recommend giving dogs ice cubes to slow their water intake until they're calmer, while also helping to safely reduce their body temperature. The Kennel Club says claims that ice cubes can increase a dog's body temperature are not true. So, no, it is not dangerous to give ice cubes to dogs. Next, you know the expression, "it's so hot you can fry an egg on the street"? Remember, dogs walk on that same street, barefoot. So, can hot asphalt injure a dog's feet? These are our sources. On a picture-perfect 70-degree day, then your dog is fine to walk on the pavement. But the American Kennel Club says if it's hotter than 85 degrees outside, then the asphalt is likely too hot. This is because asphalt absorbs heat. At 85 degrees, the pavement can be as hot as 135 degrees. And at 100 degrees, vet Ed Faulkner says pavement can reach 160 degrees. Those temperatures are hot enough to cause blisters and burns on your dog's paws. Shallowford Animal Hospital recommends putting your hand on the ground, and if it's too hot for you to keep it there for 10 seconds, then it's too hot for your dog. So, yes, hot pavement can injure a dog's feet. Finally, while we're talking about paws, have you seen posts like these claiming dogs sweat through their paws? So, let's verify using these sources. The American Kennel Club says dogs have 2 types of sweat glands. The ones on their bodies release pheromones, but not sweat. This is because most dogs are covered in fur, which wouldn't allow the sweat to evaporate and keep them cool. The other type of gland is on their paws, and those release a bit of sweat. So, yes, dogs do sweat through their paws, but it's not the primary way they stay cool. That would be through panting, according to Dr. Faulkner, which causes moisture to evaporate from their tongues, nose, and lungs. Dogs still rely on their humans for help when it's hot, so it's important to watch for the signs of heat exhaustion, like excessive panting or drooling, dizziness or weakness, and then get them indoors and give them cool water, or a few ice cubes. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. It's your lucky day because we've got sweet deals for you twice this week, perfect for summer. Check it out.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
First up, we've got Belmont Garden 7-foot Flora solar-powered wind spinner.
What?
I know. Oh, isn't this beautiful?
Yes.
So this deal includes one wind spinner and it comes with a solar panel and a pole.
Nice.
We've got it in 2 colors. We've got this gorgeous bronze, which looks so chic for your garden, or multicolor.
Okay, I'm imagining this being like $800.
Oh, I know. Well, it's a solar paneled garden feature that's normally $120.
Oh, that's not bad, okay.
Well, Tori, we've got it for $49. Saving everyone 59%. Now, Tori, we've got the Isaac Mizrahi 3-piece hard side spinner luggage set.
Love that color.
So the deal includes one 22-inch carry-on luggage, one 26-inch spinner luggage, and one 29-inch spinner luggage.
Whoa.
Normally, this set is $410, but we've got the set for $179. It's saving you guys 56%. Now, Tori, we've got the 2-pack of Parsec's wireless LED glow lanterns, and these are Bluetooth speakers. Whoa. So this deal includes 2 lanterns. They're normally $100, but guess what, Tori? They're only $39 with us. So that saves you guys 61%, and we've got a 2-pack of Ronda Sheer ribbed knit lace trim leisure bras. So this deal includes 2 bras available in 2 color sets. Normally these are $44, but we've got them for just $24, saving everyone 45%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code. It's right on screen. It will take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph.
How do you guys feel about Bluetooth and everything? Like your socks have Bluetooth now. Like, they're getting a little crazy with it, right?
Yeah, a little crazy.
Is it a selling point? You like it?
Yes.
Socks with Bluetooth? Hoodies?
I like convenience.
I feel like it's like my uncle that stays on the, yeah, how you doing? Like, no, you're not getting that many calls, dude. Calm down.
See you tomorrow. I know.